If you're just holding stretches like this all the time and you still feel stuck and tight, you're leaving mobility on the table, here's what to do instead. The 90-90 position is a super popular one, but most people aren't using it to its full potential. Today I'm going to show you some active mobility drills where you work to actually control the end range instead of just passively hanging out. This leads to mobility that you can actually control and use on a daily basis. If you want to support this channel for completely free, just like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And if you want direct coaching from me and a community of like-minded active individuals who want to build stronger bodies, join the Resilient Athlete community. Only $10 a month, you get the first 7 days free. You can check out all the details at bradharkus.com/RAC. So today we're going through PAILs and rails. PAILs are progressive angular isometric loading, or contracting the muscle that you're stretching. Rails is regressive angular isometric loading, where you're contracting the opposite muscle. We do this to teach your nervous system that the positions that we're going to be in are strong, safe, and usable, which allows your brain to let go and actually get that mobility. All right, so first let's get you into the right position. To get into the 90-90 position, I always recommend starting with your feet nice and wide, sitting back with your hands on the floor. Then you just drop the knees down, sit upright. What you should be looking for is about a 90-degree bend at the knee on the front leg, 90-degree bend on the knee at the back leg, and that should put you in a good, stable position. You want to sit with as upright of a torso as you can. If you're more tight, you may feel yourself folding over. That's fine. Just be as upright as you can. Now we're going to go into a passive stretch. You're going to take your chest, lean towards your knee, keep your chest up, proud, and you should feel a stretch on the back of this front hip. Hang here for 1 to 2 minutes, just breathing deeper and deeper into the stretch. And now this is where we use those PAILs and rails to get deeper into the stretch and actually get some control. So once you're down in your end range, you're going to actively push your knee down into the floor, contracting the same muscle that you're stretching. Start with a light contraction, about 20% effort. Gradually build up to as much as you can tolerate without coming up out of the position. Hold for 5-second contraction. Then you're going to contract the opposite muscle and actually pull yourself deeper into the stretch using your thigh muscle. And now hold this new position for 10 seconds, actively contracting. And then you'll repeat that. Down into the floor, build that effort for 5 seconds, and then relax and pull yourself deeper into the stretch for 10 seconds. And you'll repeat that cycle one more time. So to recap, down into the passive stretch for 1 to 2 minutes, gradually breathing and letting yourself go deeper. And then holding that position, contract down into the floor for 5 seconds, pull yourself deeper into the stretch using the opposite muscles for 10 seconds, and repeat that cycle 2 more times. Now there's a couple of ways to use this. You can use this as a warm-up, you can use it as a cool-down, or you can use it as part of a dedicated mobility session. If you're using it as a warm-up, I'd recommend just skipping the passive hold in the beginning and just doing the PAILs and rails. So the 3 sets of 5-second contraction into the stretch, 10-second contraction pulling you deeper into the stretch. Now some of the common mistakes I see with this one, the first one is just kind of folding here. If you don't keep a proud chest, you're probably not going to feel a stretch in that hip. Second mistake I see is just holding your breath whenever you're in a long stretch, especially one that's intense, is people have the tendency to just hold their breath and not relax, and that's not going to be conducive to good mobility gains. The last mistake I see is focusing too much on intensity or like the maximal range that you're getting. Remember, the most important part of this drill is the fact that we're trying to control it. So if you're so deep in the stretch that you feel like you can't actively contract these muscles, you've stretched too far and you've lost the point. So make sure that you're in a spot where you still feel a good stretch, but you still have control to the point to where you can activate these muscles. So add these into the routine a couple times this week and see how you feel. And comment below if you have any questions, concerns about how to set up this exercise. And lastly, I am a new channel, so again, please like, comment, and subscribe and help me grow. And if you have any video ideas, questions, things that you want to see, comment those below as well.